Get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Buying or selling a home isn't just a transaction. It's one of life's biggest decisions.
That's why clarity, trust, and the right guidance matter, especially in an ever-changing market.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
I'm John Lorenz.
And I'm Taylor Mangini. Our team delivers a white glove experience at every price point, combining expert negotiation, local insight, and genuine care.
Get started today with a team you can trust at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
Driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
We are the home for all your Brewers coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Tuesday edition. The Giannis is no longer a Buck edition. Giannis is a Heat source, wave, a member of the Heats, the Miami Heats. Can't wait to talk to Miami Heats.
Do you know what other nickname doesn't have an S at the end of it in the NBA?
There's three others, I think.
Is there that many?
The Jazz? The Magic.
Jazz. Oh, the Magic. What other ones?
The Thunder.
God.
Well done, Jesse. You're off to a strong start. Try to keep it going.
The Herd. G League.
The Liberty. The Fever.
Different league. That's the W.
NBA adjacent edition. And the... I don't want to sound like I'm on a crusade here, but I would like to take the opportunity to remind everyone this is what Giannis wanted edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the unbelievably easy to use, easy to find, high quality, best in class ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I am Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is. You're wearing a Buck shirt.
Yeah. Thinking about the good times today.
Yeah, you should. I
Why
should
aren't
have
you
worn
wearing
my
a Buck
championship
shirt?
hat. I had that Bucks championship hat that I got. I should have worn that today.
That Damian Lillard bobblehead. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tauscher, good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. This is news that we all knew was coming. I think some of us ostriched and put our head in the sand, but I didn't. I saw, we all knew this day was going to happen. Should have happened a year ago if everybody would have been more honest and direct with their communication.
Amen.
It would have happened a year ago, and I think it would have been better for both sides, but this is the reality and where we're at, and I am more than okay with it. I think Giannis is going to go down. He is a Mount Rushmore Wisconsin athlete. Mm-hmm. No ifs, ands, or buts. He is the greatest Buck. He brought so much great enjoyment. We should be, and I know this, I don't even know if this is, he didn't spurn us. I mean, he definitely wanted to leave, and he didn't want to admit that he wanted to leave, that's the only disappointing part. But all of that is so far in the back burner compared to what he gave and what he did for this city, the state, and the franchise. I'm thankful for what he did. I am more than okay with the fact that this is how it played out. I just am a little bit, I guess, curious about what the future holds, but that's not always a bad thing. So I am coming at this from a complete gratitude and thankful perspective. While I'm sure there's some that feel spurned, I'm not in that camp. So thank you, Giannis. That's why I'm happy Jesse's wearing the shirt I should have worn. I will wear the championship hat. Maybe not tomorrow because we got something else going on, but on Thursday I will. I am getting a little frustrated because I have two awesome non-sports topics that I've holstered.
Yeah,
and
I got the
can't
open.
get into them yet, which is troubling. So I'm thankful the draft is tonight and we can get on with it because I am, like most Bucks fans, I think, over this whole deal. We will take in today. We'll have the aftermath. I want to hear from everybody, how everybody else is feeling, how much angst, how much people are mad. I don't think we should be, but I'm not going to tell you how to think. I'm just going to tell you how I think, and I'm not mad. I'm thankful.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take your calls and your texts all
The most unbelievable surprise party last night that had the most unbelievable ending. And write that down. I'm not going to get into it today. It is unbelievable. Tease that out. I'm not sure when we'll get to it, but good Lord, was it fantastic. Write that down.
Noted. Unbelievable surprise party.
Unbelievable. And make sure you add unbelievable ending. That seems like an important part of the story.
Okay, got
Which usually, surprise parties, the unbelievable start is usually really memorable because people.
That's where I should have. It was the start that was the most unbelievable part. The ending was kind of whatever. So let's just rephrase that.
That's fine. I just wanted to clarify. And I'd like to clarify what we're doing today. By the way, so the Bucks send Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis, a very popular fellow
in
the Bucks fan base. The Bucks get Whitnell High School product and Milwaukee area native Tyler Herro. Jesse, who else they get? I just like saying Jaime Jaquez.
That's a fun. Silent J's are always fun.
Love Jaime Jaquez during his time at UCLA.
But with two L's, it's a J.
He goes jogging to stay in shape, yes.
Yeah, you'll have fun with that one if he makes the team and they don't turn him around and send him somewhere else.
I don't think he's going anywhere. I think Herro might be going somewhere.
Kel'el Ware. Kasparas Jakucionis.
No, I ain't going to say that.
Kasparas Jakucionis.
Is that the guy that they didn't want to throw in and the Bucks?
Yeah, we fleeced him for Kasparas.
From Illinois. He's an Illinois product, Jakucionis.
Sure he is.
3 first-round picks, including the 13th overall pick in the NBA draft tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN and ABC.
Boom.
A pick swap is part of this. I thought of Tausch when I saw that nugget.
So did I.
And a second-round pick in a future year.
Okay. So that is the trade. Bucks also, I believe I was reading from Bobby Marks, they're also going to end up with a $25.5 million trade exception, which will allow them to add to their team. Also saw that there are multiple reports that Jimmy Haslam was the driving force behind making this trade as opposed to the Celtics trade. I was told
yesterday that we needed to get a piece back, the big star piece, and that was Jimmy Haslam driven. So I don't know what to believe.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what's being reported.
I understand, but it was reported completely differently yesterday, not by Sean Wright either.
Indeed.
By the way, when you take off the show, don't send fake news clips over to us.
That was a bamboozle yesterday.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that was...
Well, first
you
of all,
got me all going on Gardo and making me nervous Gardo was going to leave because you're a journalist. You're not some hack analyst.
I said, is this legit? I
nah,
asked the question, is this legit?
Mid-show, you knew what you were doing.
And also, I said that when I was trying to get back on the show, and then you just said, no, we don't need you. We're good. Be that as it may. We will take your calls and texts on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Now, when our show ends, you will still be able to listen to Rich Eisen discuss the quarterbacks who are under the most pressure in the NFL this year. But you would also be able to, on our ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison YouTube channels, continue the conversation about the Bucks and what they acquired and Giannis's departure from 12 until 2. That will include Ben Brust, Gabe Neitzel. Anybody else I'm leaving off of that list, Jesse?
Kyle Wallace going to be part of that coverage as well. I think you may have left him out of there. Yeah, he'll be part of that. Yeah.
Well, I thought he's getting married this week. I figured he was kind of busy getting the last details prepared. And then you will segue into Kyle and Brust's actual regular program, etc. Now, we have a couple of guests scheduled to appear. Jim Paschke, the longtime TV voice of the Bucks for many years, scheduled to appear. And, of course, Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. Tausch, I would like you to help me with this part of the story that I am irritated is probably strong.
But Jason, before you get into that, as a non-Bucks fan, but as you always say, you got a lot of people that you care about that are Bucks fans. You feel spurned or do you feel gratitude?
I'm not here to tell other people how to feel. I think it's that the feeling of 2021 coming out of the pandemic and being down there and doing a show from the parade route outside of Fiserv Forum and 50 years in the making after the 1971 team won it, which was before I was born. That was an awesome, awesome time. JG up on stage before all the games and Kevin Durant's shoe being a size too big for his feet, making such a difference. Those are all great memories. But my issue is I just, like Will Smith as Dr. Bennett Omalu in the film Concussion.
Welcome to Miami.
Tell the truth. Well, he could sing that too. He'd be applicable for both. I don't love the way this played out over the last year. And there's an item in Jim Ozarski's story in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel that I found to be problematic given the fact that Giannis was, including to Jim and to others, kind of being disingenuous.
Oh.
This is from Jim's story, which is on JS Online right now. Antetokounmpo also waffled on his commitment to the team throughout the season, which he said he regretted in an April podcast. But at the end of the year, he told the Journal-Sentinel he was finished in Milwaukee.
You told the Journal-Sentinel that, huh? Okay.
I didn't read that. I don't remember reading that. I remember him, making it sound like he wanted to stay and the Bucks didn't want him anymore.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that I don't look, I think, and Jesse, especially 15-year-old Jesse, has forgotten this. Brett Favre never really wanted to come back to the Packers. I think that is another one of those kind of key tidbits that get lost to history. Remember, the Vikings, Chile now, and Darrell Bevell, his former quarterbacks coach in Green Bay, were tampering with him. And people forget that. He wanted to be released by the Packers so he could go play for the Vikings straight ahead in the 2008 season. And everyone forgets that. He came to Green Bay on family night, which, again, when I tried to tell Jordan Love that story and he thought that the helicopter landed on the field, which I said, no, he didn't. He landed at the airport and then drove over. He was trying to force the Packers' hand. He was never trying to come back and be your quarterback. That was not his game plan. And I think people have forgotten that part of the story. And in this case, I think people are forgetting, or some, that, look, feel all the gratitude you want, be thankful for the title, but I don't love the way it ended with this kind of
never ends well.
Duplicitous.
They don't end well.
Did Rodgers ever refresh my memory on Rodgers? He was just pissed off for 3 straight years, right?
Yeah, but there was a lot of tension built up there.
No doubt tension, but was he ever dishonest about his desire to stay in Green Bay?
You tell me.
I don't think so. I think he kept saying that as soon as they drafted Jordan, that he knew the clock was ticking on his time here. So
it sounds crazy, but Rodgers' exit was by far the best of the three.
Yes!
No, it's not even close.
Yes!
And I would argue Giannis's... I don't know if Giannis's is better than Favre's. That's a tough call.
I think it's just by a nose. I think it might be.
No one's burning his jersey anywhere. At least at this point, I would assume that it's not as bad.
Jesse, do you have his Heat jersey already?
I do not, Jason. Thank you for asking, though.
I'd ask. Like, Ray Allen is like the one example of a guy who definitely did not want to leave. George Karl wanted him out and traded him. But, like, the rest of these stories did end very poorly.
So, Giannis, I think that was, I don't know if it was in Jim's article or somebody else's, that Giannis did want to go to New York. Like, that was, I remember how all of that happened last offseason.
Well, then why'd he deny it?
And everybody was just yelling at these guys for reporting it, and you're kind of like, well, there's got to be something there. And part of it is their own doing by constantly pushing, but maybe there's a lot more to it. Giannis obviously is a huge star, and huge stars garner a ton of publicity and attention, and people want to write about them because they generate clicks. Those things can all be true, but it can also be true. It's a combination. I look at this as the perfect combination of Wisconsin sports fans having a little bit of insecurity about their stars leaving. And every little thing that is said drives you crazy. And then that fuels that fire that builds this big whatever operation that ends up leading into this. Now, if the Bucks were still really good and winning, I don't think any of this would have come up. I don't think Giannis was clamoring to get to Miami or New York just strictly for that. I think
if the trade for Dame had worked.
If they had won some playoff series and felt like they were close, I don't know if we're here.
I agree.
I'm not blaming anyone but the scenario and how it played out. It sucks, but it is what it is, and I'm not looking. The last 2 years are disastrous, but the other 11 were really good.
Well, he ended the last 4 years dealing with injuries, right? So I'm curious to see what his career arc looks like from here. Again, our show arc will be Jim Paschke scheduled to join us coming up. Then we'll talk to Evan Cohen, noted Heat fan and one of the 3 big stars of ESPN's.
He's off all week, and he came into work. He did 2 hours, which is crazy.
Make sure we thank him for his service.
If Giannis had been traded to a different team, would he have come in?
I would hope not.
Well, we'll ask him. He will join us.
He's branding himself as a Heat expert, which he probably is.
And then we will get to all of your calls and your feelings. Whether you want to disagree with me, agree with me, if you have a different take. Again, the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. Tausch, tell us about one thing we can all agree on. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Yeah, this whole saga has dragged on and on with the Giannis. They've been haggling over draft picks. Which team? How do you want to go about it? Well, with Pella, don't worry about any of that. Shopping for new windows and doors never includes that when you go with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They stick to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality without the games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Well, Jim Paschke scheduled to appear next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded to the Miami Heat. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some. Why are you throwing? I don't want.
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Meet Keith. He runs a 30-acre ranch. 8 years ago, his knees started giving out.
Climbing a ladder was almost impossible. If I could get down, I have to have something next to me to get up.
Keith's wife had a knee replacement. The recovery was hard and the results, not great. Keith wanted another way.
I won't go under the knife because I believe the body can do whatever it needs to do to heal itself.
Surgery wasn't the answer. QC Kinetics was. They're regenerative treatments. No surgery, no long recovery.
After the first one, the inflammation dropped 90%. Today, my knees are just amazing. I could not do what I've done if I had not gotten treatments to QC Kinetics. I just pray that my physical model continues to go and help other people.
Maybe that's you. Tired of dealing with the joint pain? Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Don't let summer pass you by. Turn it all the way up at Summerfest. The music, the moments, the memories you'll replay all year long. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. June 18th through 20th, June 25th through 27th, and July 2nd through 4th. Your soundtrack to summer starts here. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed.
Mamma mia!
Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Some companies build projects. At Professional Construction, Inc., we build relationships.
That means showing up early, taking pride in the details, and having each other's backs, on and off the job site.
We're looking for skilled carpenters who really care about their craft and want to be part of a team.
Not just another paycheck, but a place where the people you work with actually matter.
If you work hard, take pride in what you build, and want to join a tight-knit crew, then we'd love to meet you.
Apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Joining us now, and we call it the Yuengling Guest Hotline, but in this instance,
Legend.
This is the Yuengling Legends line. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, 197 years. 6 generations, family-owned and operated. D.G. Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. This guy, I grew up watching him, on Channel 6 and then on Bucks games. I'm watching the documentary The Last Dance. I hear him in there calling a Bucks-Bulls game, and now he's on our show? It's a pretty big deal. It is Jim Paschke on Wilde Tausch. Jim, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, gentlemen. It's great to be with you. Kind of a bittersweet day today, but not a surprise, as it turns out. We've had plenty of time to get ready for this day, haven't we?
We have indeed. So knowing it was coming, Jim, and having been around him from when he was a skinny kid as a rookie that none of us knew how to pronounce his name, some of us still don't, what has it been like to watch his journey up close as you have, unlike many, many, many others?
Well, it has been unique. It is the greatest human story I think that I've been involved with in my almost 50-year sports career, covering athletes and players and coaches and people all across the spectrum. It's just a wonderful human story. I've always been moved by it, and it's interesting. Life ebbs and flows, and people have asked me over the last few months and almost approaching a year now, has Giannis changed? And I said, well, when I'm around him, no, he hasn't. He's the same person as he was when I met him at 18 years old. But the circumstances change throughout our lives, and that puts stress on all of us in different ways. And so I don't think he's any different than the rest of us in terms of circumstances changing. So he's been dealing with some of that, I believe. And, as I reflect back on his 13 years in Milwaukee, I think two things stand out. We all know that he has reminded us of what loyalty can look like, and he has reminded us of what a dedicated, absolute pursuit of excellence can look like. And then for me, underneath all of that, I see great gratitude in him. I think he is a person, he showed that with his post yesterday. He's greater than himself in a way, and he believes in things greater than himself, in my opinion. And he has gratitude for the life he has been given. So those are the things I see, and I know other people have different opinions at this point, but he has been true to himself as far as I can tell, and that's all I can go on.
So when did you realize that he could become who he has become? Was there a moment, or was there a time that you saw that this could really blossom into what Giannis has become in Milwaukee?
Well, when I first met him, he was that gangly 18-year-old who always had a smile on his face and was joking around, and he was a very happy young man, and we knew about his background, so I thought that was interesting. He had had a hard-scrabble life prior to coming to the United States, but he was joyful. And then I think in terms of his basketball development, the second season with Jason Kidd helping him along mentally and physically, his body started to change, and he became resolute in his pursuit of excellence at that point. And so that's when I started to see some differences between Giannis and other players that I had come across. I always say that, this kid tied his shoes properly every day to start his pursuit of excellence that day. And I think that's still probably the case. So that's when I saw something special. And then we started sitting down annually for those rather long interviews, and that was different because I had always kept a buffer between myself and players just on a professional basis. It seemed like the prudent thing to do, and I still believe it is. But somehow, this young man, 18 years old, and when we started doing those interviews somewhere in his young 20s, and I was pretty old, and I've gotten only older, but we seemed to have a similar wavelength when it came to how we looked at life. And he kind of snuck in on me in terms of, he touched me in ways that I didn't allow other people to touch me, and that was him breaking through. I wasn't allowing it. He was breaking through. So I just consider him to be a very special individual, and I always will.
Well, he obviously feels the same way about you, Jim, since he did mention you in so many different instances. I am curious, because you and Johnny Mac called so many games during the eras where things weren't so great, right? And then, I would see you all the time when Ray Allen would tease me, Packer season must be over. Wilde's here to cover us. The days of those teams and reaching the Eastern Conference Finals and playing in Game 7 in Philly. But for the most part, there were some pretty difficult years. And then when he becomes who he became, boy, talk about the salad days. What was it like to see the transformation of the organization and the success after you called so many seasons where things were not going the way the Bucks wanted them to?
Well, it was remarkable, really, and of course, there was an ownership change early in the process with Giannis, and so the resources changed at that point, Jason, and they became much greater. And in the NBA, that meant that they could find ways to put players around him, and they were able to do that. It was a pretty long run. Trying to think, Giannis, I believe, won a championship in his 8th season. Michael Jordan won in his 7th. I think that's the differential, but don't quote me on that. But those 8 years were interesting, and you could see things developing. And the year they won the championship in 2021, early that season, I started talking about it on the air because I could see that they had gotten to the point after 19 when they were up 2-0 on Toronto and blew that series, losing 4 straight games. That could have gone one of 2 ways. You either unravel at that point or you find a resolve as a team and as an organization. And it was obvious that they had found the resolve and took the lesson from 19 and were going to pay that off. So I could see that happening in 21. You never can predict something like that, but it turned out that they were able to do that. And, of course, that is a gift that we'll keep on giving in Milwaukee. And Giannis was a huge part of that, obviously. And so it got paid off. But, all of those tough years fade away when you win a championship. I didn't know that until it happened, but I know that today.
Jim, what was your first year calling games? What was the first season you called them?
I started 86-87.
So
the final year, 2 years with Don Nelson and final 2 years in the old Mecca, and then we moved to the Bradley Center. So 86-87 was my first season.
So Tausch kind of said unequivocally that Giannis is the greatest Buck. Now, again, we are all subject to our own nostalgia. I'm a Sidney Moncrief, Marcus Johnson guy. I'm sure there are others that are Lou Alcindor. I had a special place for Ray. Is it clear-cut Giannis is the GOAT from your experience? Because you called a lot of games with a lot of great players, but is he clear-cut as number one?
I really don't play that game, and I think that the people that we're talking about appreciate that because, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor before that, of course, I became close with Kareem over the years because we have done some things together, and I have great respect for what he did. I suppose, Giannis was with the Bucks for 13 years, so he had a length of production that Kareem did not have. I won't pick one over the other, and you mentioned a lot of other great players. It's never made sense to me to make definitive statements regarding that because each is great in his own right. Each has contributed to the legendary history of the Milwaukee Bucks, and I think they all deserve their special place. And I've had the great pleasure of knowing and working with some of them, knowing many of them, and I won't disrespect them by selecting one over the other.
There you go, Jason.
This is the first time poor Jim Paschke's ever been compared to me.
Jim, was there ever a time that you felt like you have these star players, and I think in today's sports landscape now, it just seems as if this is kind of the way things end, whether it's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. did you ever envision that he would leave Milwaukee?
Well, on the basis of what you just said, of course. I mean, you have to be aware that it could happen, and it's more rare if a player stays in one place for his entire career, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I was well aware that it could happen, and I also understand that things change. After the Bucks won the championship in 21, the collective bargaining agreement became much more punitive in terms of building teams. It's just so difficult today. And even when you're talking about billionaires, you know, they're working with their life savings. There's only probably, I don't know if there's a handful of NBA owners who are working with pocket change and lint. I don't think there's a few, and those rules maybe are still punitive, but they can work around it because of the vast and incredible resources they have, and it doesn't matter, and the trophy is the only thing that matters. But sure, you know, there's a difference between legacy and math. Giannis pushes the ceiling for himself and his teams, and someone has to pay attention to the bottom line. And so, of course, you're going to run into these cycles. The world is cyclical, life is cyclical, sports is cyclical, and you get to these points where, you know, push comes to shove and decisions have to be made. So, you know, I see both sides of that. Again, it's like talking about who's the best player. What's the right decision? Depends on where you are at the time and who you are and how it applies to you. And I'm not there every day anymore, so it's a little trickier for me to, you know, have the kind of insight maybe I had in the past. But that's how I look at it. So, you know, it's just life in the NBA, in my view.
All right, Jim, we know we got to let you go, but we can't let you go without playing this, and I'm not trying to play Oprah here, but I think it's worthwhile to hear this one more time and then hear your reaction before we bid you farewell. This is Giannis back in 2021 in his post-game presser.
I know he hates the attention, but it doesn't really matter. We got to give him the attention. He's been here for a while now. He's give basically half of his lifetime, you know, for Bucks basketball. I was so blessed to be, you know, a part of his legacy. Even though for the 8 years he's been so kind to me, and a lot of people don't know he's unbelievable in his job, but he's a great human being. Like since the day one I came in, I was 18 years old. He had advised me. He talked to me. He made me feel comfortable in interviews, even when I didn't know how to speak English. He would, you know, give me the questions I had at time, just made me feel comfortable. You know, after games on the road, he sit in the back of the plane with me and just talk with me. You know, he's a great human being. We've had a great career with the Bucks. I wish him nothing but the best. But me and him, we're friends. We're gonna stay in touch. It doesn't matter if he's gonna be here, if he's not gonna be here. Jim for me is family, and Bucks fans, show Jim some love. I don't care if he likes attention or he doesn't like attention. Show him some love. He deserves it.
Jim, I'm guessing you could say some of the same things about him.
Well, I didn't give him all the questions. You know, when he first got here, you know, I tried to help him out a little bit, but you know. When I interviewed him, I sat down and, you know, I might have jotted a note or two down for myself, but, you know, I threw those away in about the first 10 seconds. We just talked, and it was wonderful. The whole thing with the T-shirt the night they won the championship and all of that, everybody tells me how wonderful that was. They don't have to, because I lived it and I realized that. Mm-hmm. But what's wonderful about it is it showed us who he is. At the very pinnacle of his career, he thought about other people, and I was in that group, and it was a high honor for me. I want people to always look at him that way and understand. I got calls from people near the top of the NBA who said, Jim, what's going on? We've never seen this before. Well, neither had I, and we may not see it again. If you run into a player at the pinnacle of his success, calls out other people and does what he did that night, let me know. It's all about him, and that's the person I know him to be. And, I think his legacy and all of that is set. His tab has been cleared in Milwaukee, in my opinion, and he will always be welcomed back. I think he might worry about that a little bit at this point. He's been very conflicted. By the way, we don't talk that much, but I did run into him a couple times in the last month or two, and so kind of got up to speed on what he was thinking about through this period. But his tab is clear, and, there'll be some haters, but overall, I know that he will always be welcomed back to Milwaukee, and my guess is he will find his way back to Milwaukee frequently, and when his playing days are over, he might come back to Milwaukee. He loves it that much, and I think that's an honest assessment by him of the city and what the city means to him and what it gave him, in his opinion. And I think he's also given us a great deal. So, you can look at these situations in two ways. You can be happy that it happened. You can be sad that it ended. I choose to be happy that it happened, and what we all derived from it over the last 13 years. And, it's still go Bucks and it's go Giannis. And, we're going to enjoy watching this as it plays out in the years ahead. But what a wonderful time it has been, and what a wonderful gift it has been to be alongside of it and adjacent to all of this. And I hope I speak for the fans when I say that.
Jim, it's been an honor to have you on. We are grateful. We appreciate your time and your insight, because there's nobody that could deliver quite the insight that you did with us, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Well, it's been my pleasure, and thank you, gentlemen. And, they always say, go Bucks.
That is Jim Paschke. He is a legend in his own right. We appreciate him joining us. And Jesse, great job getting him on the show. Thank you for doing that. That was
well done, Jesse.
That was really good. We will talk to Evan Cohen and get his perspective coming up next.
It'll be a little different conversation.
Slightly, maybe. He joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local, instantaneously.
Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Brewers-Cubs action on a weekend? Yeah, you're going to want to see this. Be here Friday, June 26th through Sunday, June 28th for the first matchup between the Brewers and Cubs at American Family Field of 2026. You know what happened last time, and it's time to defend home field once again. One thing's for sure, big moments are bound to happen. Score your seat for another chapter in the Brewers-Cubs rivalry now at Brewers.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. And beer fans, we've got something to cheer about. Michelob Ultra is the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026. So whether you call it soccer or football, it's time to get your game plan ready as the world's largest soccer tournament returns to the USA. Stop by Discount Liquor to pick up a 12-pack of Michelob Ultra and score a free Michelob Ultra soccer koozie. At Discount Liquor, we stock over 15,000 varieties of beer, wine, spirits, THCA, and non-alcoholic beverages. All at the lowest prices in town. From craft brews to hard-to-find whiskeys, we've got a lineup for you. So don't get caught off sides with an empty fridge. Stop into Discount Liquor and stock up before kickoff. Visit us in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma or in downtown Waukesha at Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Oh no, I dropped my lip balm in the water. I can't think of anything worse than the looming threat of potentially having chapped lips. It was ginger vanilla too, my favorite flavor.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
4th of July savings are happening now at the Home Depot with select appliances starting at $398. Plus, get free delivery on appliance purchases of $398 or more, no membership required. Upgrade your kitchen with a modern and sleek GE Profile refrigerator featuring hands-free autofill for the perfect pour every time. And make laundry day easier with 2-in-1 washer-dryer combo innovation that completes laundry in about 90 minutes. Shop top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Offer valid June 17th to July 8th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
Clutter piling up? Take a breath. Badgerland Junk is here to help. Based in Milwaukee, they make cleanouts simple, fast, and stress-free. From single item pickups to full estate cleanouts, their team does the heavy lifting so you don't have to. Homeowners and property managers, this is your solution. Furniture, appliances, yard debris, even commercial cleanouts. They do it all with clear upfront pricing and no hidden fees. Serving Milwaukee and the entire metro area, visit BadgerlandJunk.com. Badgerland Junk, your trusted cleanout experts.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Doing good for 130 years.
Now on the Yuengling guest hotline, which, as I mentioned, 197 years young. 6 generations family owned and operated. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America and now in Wisconsin. D.G. Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. It is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. Hi, Evan.
Well,
Thank
video.
You.
Wow, look at this guy. All fake tanned up, all spray tan. Look at how good you look, old spray tanner.
No spray tan. I've never been spray tan in my life.
Just embrace it, man. It's all right.
I love the framed diploma from the University of Wisconsin. I have that same frame. All right, you're Mr. Heat.
As a matter of fact, it's weird. Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah.
You are Mr. Heat when it comes to us. Give us the Heat perspective on this and give us the national perspective on this from your perspective.
Yeah, so a couple of things. First of all, let me just say, as somebody that spent a lot of time in the state of Wisconsin, going to UW-Madison, as you mentioned, I think Giannis just deserves, and the Bucks together, their partnership deserves a celebration and a thank you today. 13 years in the books. The Milwaukee Bucks were at times relevant-ish when I was in college, nowhere near to the extent they've been over the last decade plus. We have an entirely new downtown district for people to have jobs and make money in Milwaukee because of Giannis, because of their partnership. It was as profitable in terms of winning as well as finances as any partnership we have seen in the last 20 to 30 years in the state of Wisconsin. I'm not suggesting he's Barry Alvarez in terms of the iconic nature of the forever relationship with no hiccups, really. But he is going to be a forever member of this community after this mini hiccup right now. So I think Bucks fans today and Giannis fans should first of all thank everyone involved for this unbelievable 13-year partnership. That's number one. Number two, I cannot believe he's a member of the Miami Heat. I'm still stunned. I'm still stunned. And here's why. Every piece of information that I got throughout this process led me to believe it was not going to be Miami. Because if they didn't make the deal then, why would they make the deal now? And then when I heard Jaylen Brown was involved, at that point I said, all right, it's over. It's over. There's no way Miami can compete with that, because even if Milwaukee's not going to keep Jaylen Brown, what they could then get by having Jaylen Brown would be enormous. I do not understand how the Heat pulled this off. Thank you to the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know why the Bucks did this deal. I don't get it.
Draft picks, young players. They didn't want to probably pay Brown. I know he had 3 years left on his deal, but if they had known how much they could get with Jaylen Brown, maybe they would have known. It must be the young players, and I think who's the guy, I can't pronounce his name, that Miami didn't want to Valanciunas?
No, Kasparas Jakucionis.
Valanciunas.
Yeah, so he has a chance to be really good. He's bulked up a bunch in terms of muscle. He came in skinny. But here's the thing. As you guys know, like, the Heat run things differently. Like, their physical conditioning program is different than everyone else's. So you hope that would continue, obviously, in Milwaukee. Yeah, they got young players. Jakucionis is good. Jaime Jaquez, I absolutely love, and he plays harder than anyone you could imagine. I'll give you a little note, by the way, on Jaquez. Jaquez in year 1 was very good. Year 2 was a disaster. Year 3 was unreal. Now, why was that? They ran an offensive system put in by this guy, an advisor for them, a guy by the name of Noah LaRoche. Why is that important? Why the hell would anyone care
That's a really
about
good
that?
question, because I don't know.
Because Noah LaRoche previously was with the Memphis Grizzlies and Taylor Jenkins, and that offensive system, one that John Morant did not like, but it's an attack, and then kick. No screens, no pick and rolls. Attack, go crazy, right? And that's what Jaquez is really good at. Now, I don't know if Taylor Jenkins is going to continue to use that. And then Kel'el Ware, the legit 7'1" center, is physically and game-wise the only player in the NBA that would resemble 1 ounce of Wemby. He's 1 ounce of him, but he's the only player in the NBA that is as big and would have 1 ounce of the ability of Wemby. They got really good players back. I'm not doubting that, okay? What I don't understand is why you didn't take the 2 first. Can I give you what I would have done?
Sure.
This is what I would.
I could predict what you're going to say, too, I bet.
Well, because I've told you. I haven't told the entire audience. Will you stop?
I'm not talking. Just go ahead. No, come on.
Well, you said I could have told you. I didn't even say it yet.
Hey, we're not fighting today. Let's go. No fight.
You just started a fight. Even
Just
Jason
let's
would
go.
agree with me on this.
I would. Yes, I would. Yeah.
Okay. What I would have done, if I feel like, hey, you know what? I'm not getting this no-brainer return. I'm not getting, like, 3 guys that are going to be Hall of Famers but are in year 1 or 2. I mean, maybe these guys could be all-stars. What I would have done is I would have made the Jaylen Brown deal. And then I would have had 2 first-rounders from the Celtics, okay? Then I would have called a team like San Antonio. And I would have said to them, I'll make your life easier for you. What do you mean? Well, everyone saw in the finals De'Aaron Fox was a disaster for you. And you need to play this young man, Dylan Harper. We want him. What? You want De'Aaron Fox? Yep. And we want a pick to take De'Aaron Fox off your hands. And then when we give you Jaylen Brown, we want 3 picks for Jaylen Brown. We're going to do the Goff Stafford trade. So we're going to get 4 first-rounders from you. Okay? So now I'm up to 6 first-rounders, and I have an all-star point guard.
And
then,
Ken Griffey Jr.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Philadelphia, and I'm going to say, guess what?
Why is it never sunny there?
We want the worst contract in the entire NBA. We
Embiid.
want Joel Embiid. You do? Yep. And we're going to give you Miles Turner and Kyle Kuzma or Portis, however you want to, AJ Green, however you want to do the deal. And you're going to give us a pick or 2 to take them. Maybe it's only 1 because you're going to say, hey, we still have to pay Miles Turner. Okay, fine. Guess what I now have? I have an MVP center. At one point, I have an all-star point guard. And when I don't have my picks, I now have 6 or 7 additional first-rounders, and I'm better right now. That's what I would have done. Now, they still could do this. They still could do things like this. They should be – the Lakers, I'm sure, are on the phone with the Milwaukee Bucks right now saying, what can we give you for Ware? Because Ware would be not good, great with Luka. So you may get another first rounder tonight if you're willing to flip him. Maybe Detroit's telling you, hey, we want a first rounder for Tyler. Tyler Herro, Milwaukee's own. I don't think you should trade Jaquez, and I don't think you should trade Jaquez Jr. Jaquez specifically because to me, he's the guy that you're just like, oh, we got to play harder because he's playing harder. Like, oh, he's going to bother people in practice because of how hard he plays. I just think I don't know what their strategy is. Like, what's the strategy? And by the way, with my whole thing, you still have your lottery pick tonight. Jason is so
what is the Evan? What do you mean you don't know what the strategy is? You know what the strategy is.
Strategy is so much better.
Well, yeah, but that's all maybes. It's one thing when you think you can pull something off.
Tausch, subtract a pick from every scenario.
Yeah.
So instead of San Antonio giving you 4, they give you 3. Instead of Philly giving you 2, they give you 1. Okay? So now I'm at 4 plus the 2 Boston gave me.
Those are late picks. Boston are late picks. They're going to be later. Like that's. I understand what you're saying.
Guess what? San Antonio has Sacramento's pick in 2031.
2031 is like 2 decades from now. I just heard. I don't know who was commenting. The NBA you look at in 3-year windows. You don't look at it in a 6-year window. You just don't.
And Jason asked me about the Heat. There's no evidence to think that this team will not get to the finals within the next 3 years, and there's no evidence to think that they don't have a great chance of winning a championship.
They don't have a shooter. Who's going to shoot?
Okay. You don't think that team can find a shooter? Give me a break.
I don't know.
Tausch.
Let me tell you something. They haven't been that good. Listen, y'all love Pat Riley and Spoelstra, and yeah, they've been great. They've been very good. They've been very good.
Besides the championship with Wade and then the other ones with LeBron and Bosh. Besides that, they haven't been that good. No,
How have they been the last decade? How have they been the last decade?
They went to the finals twice. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, one time.
One time twice? Is that what they did? They went to the finals.
I don't care about the Heat. All right, I'm done with the Heat. You gave us your Heat spiel. Okay, no, I'm done with the Heat. Why do you think this thing played out the way that it did? Because Giannis, there's been all this reporting, and I know our fans are not fans of Shams and of the national reporting. That, by the way, if I may, he was correct. The New York Knicks last year, Giannis wanted to go to New York. That was reported. Everybody here went ballistic. And all of the stuff happened and the season played out. Is it just that Giannis never wanted to say, I want to be gone? Or why do you think this thing played out and got as messy and as blech as it has?
I think you're on to something, except let me ask you something, because we don't know the answer to this. And maybe Eric Name or somebody will put this out there from The Athletic, or they'll say it on Thanasis with Tony and Thanasis. Did ultimately Giannis finally say, Miami, please? Because why would Miami be the deal over Boston? I know we've just discussed this, but maybe finally the deal got done when it did, Tausch, because maybe he finally said to the Bucks, just Miami, please. Like, we're already at the draft. Like, Miami, please, here. Because nobody wants to be the bad guy, because I think they all recognize this was an awesome partnership. At some point today, I know you guys have, but I'm saying we all should, on ESPN Wisconsin, should preface every conversation with, let's acknowledge the last 13 years has been an awesome partnership.
That's how I started. There should be so much gratitude and thankfulness,
100%.
but there also can be irritation about how this ended.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it can be a thank you for everything, period, next sentence. I wish if I could have drawn it up, it would have gone this way.
I just wish, I really wish there would have been a clear line of communication, because
honesty.
Everybody knew now that last year was a disaster, and it didn't need to be. It could have started the process, and I would bet with 2 years left on his deal, maybe that Miami offer would have been sweeter. Other teams would have been more intrigued. It could have been a bigger haul back.
Tausch, this is why I was confused about the Miami thing. Miami's offer couldn't be sweeter. They gave them everything. And so that's why I'm still shocked. Like, it's not like Miami wouldn't have done this.
It could have been a third team. There would have been.
Oh, wait. You know what? You know what? I'm glad you said that. That's actually a very, very key point you just said. This trade cannot be formalized until July 6th. So there is a chance that more teams are added to this. My guesstimation is teams are going to be calling today for Tyler, for Kel'el, for Miles Turner. The Bucks are going to be making outgoing calls for Kuzma. And there could be other deals between two teams that have nothing to do with this that get grouped into this. So as Bucks fans are kind of like doing their mock rosters, there can be other things that maybe play themselves out to get the Bucks additional players or additional assets. This is just like all right, we got this done by the draft. Now let's do the rest of it. Jason, I have one other question for you.
Yeah.
I heard you say something on Sunday during Sunday Karma that I don't understand. You said about Micah Parsons, he's not responsible for what Terrence says, his brother. And you said we're not responsible for what our siblings say. I disagree with you. If you're in the public eye, you are 100% responsible for what your siblings, parents, kids say. That's like your job. I'm sorry.
Really?
It's a one-voice policy. Yeah, you have to it has Tausch. I know your brothers listen to the show. They don't comment on the show, right? There's a big difference.
Oh, they comment on the show.
Well, to you don't comment publicly, right?
Not that I know of.
But you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think that Micah Parsons would have every right to say to his brother, "Turn off social media."
Right? No. Wait a minute. No, like he's responsible for reining him in, and that I don't disagree with. But like he can't like prevent him from saying the things he said once he said them. Like,
but he can prevent him from being a public figure. He can say, "You're not the public figure in this family. I am." And I don't know. Does Micah pay? If Micah pays $1 for anything, he has every right.
He's
to
an employee.
I'm taking $1 back. I'm just saying. Micah Parsons' brother broke some pretty damn big news over the weekend that Micah's going to miss half the season, basically.
Now, Evan, he's setting the bar low. That's why if Micah disagrees,
he's commenting.
If Micah disagrees, but it's June. Nobody cares. That's my point, and that's what I said yesterday.
What do you mean? Nobody cares. Well, everyone cares.
No, Evan, because it's June. Everybody's viewpoint changes, and if your boy Shine On Sports is right, and we're going to be 0-2, all of a sudden that changes the dynamic about where Mike is at. So all of this is easy to say in May, June, and July. It's a lot more difficult when Mike is feeling great and there's a little pressure on and all this other stuff. The 9-month rule. This is exactly what your family should be doing, is looking out for your best interest. And if he is going to be a public voice, saying all of the things that would put the least amount of pressure on you as a player. And then if he comes back early, it's look at this guy, what he's willing to do. So none of that's why I don't want to agree with Jason.
Thank you.
I don't know if I do necessarily, but that's why I think it's a nothing burger.
All right. We know you've got to go.
Where are you going?
Do you still play pickup ball?
No, he's washed.
No, I haven't played in a while.
Washed.
Good question.
Did you? So
totally.
Jaime,
I destroy you.
Destroy me in what? In
Any
what?
sport.
Any
Tennis.
sport? All right, let's go golf. Let's go golf. I got $100. You just said golf.
Football I'd play. I think I'd be better.
Wrestling?
You're too skinny.
Wrestling.
You're too skinny.
You want to wrestle? Let's wrestle.
You're too skinny.
I know.
Could beat you.
Every time I turn on your show, you're talking wrestling, so I'm pretty sure we could wrestle. That could be something.
Bowling. Who wins?
Kind of
Ooh, bowling. Not a great bowler.
Okay. I just thought.
You know what? We went 20 minutes without talking about Jesse. He had to bring himself back in there because he's a good bowler.
Indeed.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Jesse alert.
Finding out that you've been traded from some guy when you're playing pickup ball at the local Y is amazing.
By the way, Evan, what a heroic effort by you today. You had a day off, and you come on and work 2 hours. That was heroic on your show. Kudos to you.
I would never.
You don't get enough kudos. Yeah, Jesse would. Jesse does the exact opposite. He's scheduled and he doesn't show up.
I just wanted to get that in there because I do think it proves the point you made about his work ethic. I thought that was pretty damn cool.
All the time guy. Yeah, I love him. I love him. And by the way, you know what? He's going to be physically close to his sister, who she plays in Chicago, Gabriella Jaquez, who won a championship at UCLA. Great on Instagram. And she does the little Uzi Vert dances that are tremendous that I know Jason does as well. But yeah, I Jaquez.
There's
Jaquez
something
is
fun
tough
about a
not-
silent J too. Like I just think that's fun too. I do.
And you get to call him Triple J, and one of the J's is silent, or two of the J's.
Yeah,
This is Jaime Jaquez Jr.
That's pretty special.
His parents. Wait, he's calling now. Gotta go.
Okay,
bye, guys.
bye. Okay, that is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike, and noted Heat fan who is apparently going to doesn't play pickup ball anymore, but he's going to go up against Tausch in some sort of charity game. Can't wait for that. Wow, that was a ride.
We should be excited, but Evan can't believe that the Bucks took that trade offer.
Yeah, he did.
It's funny. Everybody's got an opinion on whether we fleeced, because the new word is fleece, and it's warm out. Fleeces are more for winter. The Bucks did not get fleeced.
We will delve further into that, and we will unveil this week's clue for our Steinhoffel's sleeper of the past decade coming up. Jaime Jaquez, if you have not seen this clip, it is pretty amazing how he found out that he had been part of the Giannis trade. He will now be in Milwaukee, apparently, unless he's flipped. And if he's in Milwaukee, he can bank at Associated Bank. And if he wants to go to a Brewers game and he signs up for Brewers checking, he'll be able to get in much quicker through the Associated Bank gate. He'll be able to save 20% off his purchase at the Brewers team store and up to 50% off select home game tickets. And if he wants to run in the 5 or 10K famous racing sausages run and walk, he can do that too at a discounted rate. Most importantly, if you become an Associated Bank customer, you get the best customer service in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffel's.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, and by Events by Design.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
As we celebrate Independence Day in 250 years of American freedom, there's never been a better time to invest in the place you call home. Maybe it's that roof you've been meaning to replace, those drafty windows you've learned to live with, or that bathroom you've wanted to update for years. Whatever project you've been putting off, Exterior Pros and Baths can help. This Independence Day, you can save up to $3,000 on your next project. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Looking to transform your home with stylish furniture and home accessories without breaking the bank? At your local IKEA in Oak Creek, they believe everyone deserves a beautiful and affordable living experience that enhances your everyday life. From comfortable and fashionable sofas and sectionals, to kitchens full of inspiration, to bedrooms designed to help you find your best sleep and relaxation, IKEA's home furnishing combines form and function to fit any lifestyle and budget. Visit IKEA Oak Creek today or explore their collection online at ikea.com/US.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18,
the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board. Build a great career and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
Wilde Automotive Group is celebrating America's 250th birthday with as little as $250 down or $250 a month. Wilde makes it easy to drive the new or used vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Celebrate America's 250th with Wilde Automotive. $250 down or $250 a month. Available on over 1,500 vehicles at every Wilde dealership location.
Select models with approved credit, tax, title, license, registration, and $479 dealer fees extra. See dealer for details. Expire 7/5/26.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We will kick off the 10 o'clock hour momentarily and get to your calls and your reactions to the Giannis trade, sending him to Miami for, among others, Jaime Jaquez and Tyler Herro. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. But before we can do that, it is time for this week's clue for the Steinhoffel sleeper of the last decade.
All right, sleepyheads, wakey, wakey.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
Rise and shine. It's this week's Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last 10 years.
Yes, it is, and I think everything's accurate this week. Your chance to win a $500 Steinhoffel's gift card. In addition to telling us how you feel about Giannis on the Carbless ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line, if you also identify this player correctly by noon Central Time today, you will be entered into the drawing for a chance to win a $500 Steinhoffel's gift card as part of Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary celebration presented by Steinhoffel's. Your clue today: one of the most frequently selected Steinhoffel's sleepers of the week during the 10 years of Wilde and Tausch. This running back made just 2 starts, but appeared in 41 games during his 3 seasons in Green Bay. He now plays for another team. Don't say it, Tausch.
I didn't know this one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I
Really?
didn't. Yeah, I did. Running backs don't usually play 10 years.
No.
So I'm still struggling.
No,
Who's in the
no,
league
no.
that has
So-
played 10 years?
No, reread it. The 10 years refers to the 10 years of Wilde and Tausch. It's our 10th anniversary presented by Steinhoffel's. He played 3 seasons in Green Bay and now plays for another team.
So he's 13 years in the NFL.
No.
As a running back, that's
3 seasons in
I
Green
was
Bay.
thinking Dare Ogunbowale. 'Cause he's been around for a while, but he
play
never even
the-
played for Green Bay.
No, he did not.
Yeah, I'm thrown off. I don't know this one.
Well, if you do know, Jesse, how do we enter?
Again, you text your guess. Do not share on our social media platforms. because that won't get you in the
Why,
drawing.
you changed that?
No, that's always been the rule. You got to text it to 844-770-3776. And if Tausch wants to stick around after the show today, I can show him how I go through and select our Steinhoffel Sleeper of the last 10 years contest winner.
That'd be good, dog.
I could even have Tausch call our winner after the show and say congratulations.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Well, if you do win, you will win a $500 gift card to Steinhoffel's, and we are so thankful for their partnership and for their support of our 10th anniversary show. Right now, they've got the America 250 Super Sale going on right now. If you go to steinhoffels.com, we've got Ben Franklin, George Washington, and Abraham Lincoln all lounging in the living room.
Great
at
presidents.
Wow. They're all hanging out with their feet up, celebrating the America 250
Could you imagine
Super
that
Sale.
Conversation? Those three
What do you
sitting
think they'd
around
say
on
about
Lazy
Giannis?
Boys, just sitting there thinking, this is going to be a hell of a deal.
They're sitting there talking about how they could save up to 30% off store-wide, how they can get a $250 MasterCard gift card with their purchase of $2,999 or more, how they get 18-month financing on their $1,999 purchase on approved credit, and up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash on mattresses. Right now, the America 250 Super Sale going on at Steinhoffel's, both in store and online at steinhoffels.com. Steinhoff, relax. It's Steinhoff.
You have been chomping to get in. Just go.
I bet they're probably talking about how we're favored against Turkey on Thursday night, too. Advancing.
I could just imagine Abe Lincoln thinking, how did Giannis not finish his career with the Bucks?
Wait, you had
George Washington's probably sitting there like, oh, Jaquez, he could be pretty good. Like, he could be somebody who plays hard.
I hear George like the Silent J.
I think we got 4 score and 7 years from the Heat.
Jesse, you really cheering for the U.S. against Turkey? You had to get that in.
Yeah,
that was an emergency.
Yeah, Abe and Ben and George.
Why is
America
Turkey spelling its country different?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Turkey A.
Why they put a Y in there? Y-E.
I think they probably, it's probably like a marketing thing. They probably didn't want to keep, like, people are looking up turkey and they keep finding Butterball.
You mean around Thanksgiving?
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. We'll get to your reactions to the Giannis trade. 844-770-3776. The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Shields.com.
Enjoy Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with classic rock band Almighty Vinyl. Enjoy live music starting at 7 from the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday. Be there for a fun night with Almighty Vinyl.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yuengling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yuengling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yuengling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America. DJ Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
I'm going to say Kissing Cousins, Pack Bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And we'll end this crazy game in a tie. Oh, my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. Giannis was a Buck longer than our show has existed. Now the question is, will we surpass his tenure in Milwaukee as we celebrate our 10th anniversary and we say goodbye to Giannis, who departs in a trade that sends him to the Miami Heat. And again, I feel like, as is sometimes the case in the YouTube comments of our program, which of course you can watch both in the ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison YouTube channels. I'm not saying don't be grateful and don't have fond memories. All I am saying is that let's not forget that the only reason this is happening is because this is what Giannis wanted. Giannis wanted this.
Yes, he did.
The Bucks, I am sure, would have been happy to try and rebuild around him. Whether it would have worked or not, I have no idea. But do we think more people or fewer people are going to go to Bucks games? Will they have more interest or less interest without a superstar two-time MVP on their roster? They did not want this. I think that is important to remember while we are grateful and thankful and appreciative of the championship and all the great games and his performances and everything else. Both those things can be true. That's all I'm saying. I would have preferred a little bit more direct honesty, and just let's not lose sight of the fact that this is not what the Bucks wanted to do. Okay? That's all. Still be grateful. Let's take some calls. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless talking text line.
So, Jason, what is the question that we're – because there's 100 angles you can go. And listen, if you want to call in and just say whatever to Giannis, if you're mad, if you're happy, if you're – I think the question I have is, do you feel spurned or are you okay with it? That's kind of where I'm at. I don't feel spurned. I wish he would have been honest. I'm irritated that he didn't just come out last offseason and say it and say, let's do this, because you don't stretch Dame. You don't sign Miles Turner. You did set back the franchise a little bit. Now, I think all those the Dollar Dame thing, I don't know what you would have done differently. Probably just eaten it. But you don't pick up Miles Turner, I don't believe, if you don't try for one more run.
Right.
That's the part that's irritating to me, but that is so small on the scale of my gratitude that I have for Giannis and the greatness that he and all the enjoyment that he brought over the last 12 years. I do not say that about last year. Last year was disastrous. Yeah. And he did not want to be here, and it showed. So that's the part that I'm most irritated about, and it could have been an easy, when Paschke joined us and he was talking about his growth, nothing wrong with that. But then as you're growing, you have to be honest and confront when issues arise, and it can't be wishy-washy and, well, somebody said this and somebody said this, and then, you end up having the coach of the Bucks getting after Shams. Well, let's be honest. Shams was right the last 12 months, and I think that is another piece to this. So I have gratitude, but I am irritated that the last year happened because it didn't need to, because nobody on Giannis' side of this wanted that to happen, and it did, and it did not work for anybody.
Yeah, I think that, and I think that's fair. And my point, and I think you're illustrating it, is that you can feel both gratitude and, hey, just tell the truth, right? Like the fact that my agent doesn't speak for me, that whole thing, right? And the tweet at the trade deadline or the social media, I think it was IG, legends don't chase, they attract. Well, come on. Like, that, not entirely honest. But that doesn't change all the great things. But what's the old saying? It would never end. If it was things end badly. That's why they end.
What?
And very, very rarely do they end the way you want them to. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get to the folks.
Fool me once, shame on whoever. Fool me twice, whatever.
George Bush and I, right like this. He and I, yes.
Blah, 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 blah.
Fool me twice.
You know what they say, whatever.
Shame on.
I
shouldn't
agree.
fool people.
Whatever. I guess, so just to put a bow on that and then to take calls, I think the overarching theme from my perspective is gratitude, but I am irritated about the fact this last year happened when it didn't need to. And it did set back the franchise. It did.
Yeah. All right, let's get to one call here, and I'll try and figure out what that old saying is about things ending. Otherwise, they wouldn't end. Of course, they end badly.
Something about
otherwise
a sweet sorrow? Something sweet sorrow?
Not parting,
not
sweet sorrow. No, something like
Absence makes the heart grow fonder?
That's
Something
not
like
it
that?
either.
Okay.
Put another log on the Yule, and let's talk...
Oh, wait a minute. So Sparky in Sussex was first up. I would like to fast pass Ron in the key because he's calling from a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean.
Hey, Jesse, if you edit existing texts after I've looked at the existing text, then I don't see the update on my phone. So let's not do that anymore.
Oh,
if you're gonna do that.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old
saying, don't edit text messages because then I don't see them and then I can't do anything about it. It's an old adage.
It is.
It's been pretty popular for a long time.
So Ron on a cruise ship. We're fast passing him from the poop deck.
Yep.
Ron, good morning from the Caribbean.
Yeah, kind of. Good morning to you guys. Happy belated Father's Day to you both. And of course, I'd be remiss on this cruise that I took my wife on for her birthday to say belated happy birthday to one Sarah Tauscher.
She accepts.
With regards to, I appreciate that. With regard to Giannis, some of the best sports memories I've had in my life. I don't begrudge him for the grift lately, but it's been a grift. Every time he said something, he did so that he had a semantic way in the next coming weeks to say, I never lied. I wanted to stay a Buck my entire career. My plan, all of those things are meant so that now he can say, that was true. I meant that, which is a little disingenuous, but all in all, give me, I don't begrudge him. Why not? How many people believe him? It's a business. I don't begrudge him at all. He was managing his brand. I didn't believe it. I think people who believed it are rubes, but more power to him. Make all the money. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be honest. I'm probably alone on an island. He wasn't the
or
player.
On a cruise ship.
I'm going to miss Chris, and will miss Chris more than I miss Giannis. It's not even close. Giannis is a far better player. Chris Middleton was all of that humbleness that Giannis claimed to be. Take care, be good. Talk to you guys eventually.
From a cruise ship. Is that like a ship-to-shore hookup? How does that work? Was he paying like $8 a minute for that call?
You buy a Wi-Fi package.
He bought the package just to call in for this.
I think you buy a Wi-Fi package and you can stream. Yeah, there's ways. I don't know. That's the old adage goes. You just figure it out on a cruise ship.
Or you get off at one of the ports and you connect to the shady Wi-Fi where it says like they're trying to steal all your stuff here.
They probably will.
You do it anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Listen, I understand. Ron loves Chris Middleton, and Chris Middleton, we don't win a championship without him. So I get all that, but come on, man. Giannis is the greatest, and I know Paschke didn't want to say it. Giannis is the greatest Buck of all time, and I don't even think it's particularly close. And he draws a lot of emotion. He needed to handle this scenario better. He didn't. And that's his right. He can do it however he wants, but that's just a blip, and it will be a nothing burger when all is said and done. I do not believe. I think Giannis is a great competitor. I don't think he's going to win Jack in Miami. I don't. That's just my own opinion. And I think should the Bucks have gotten more? Yeah, last year. And it didn't happen. And it didn't happen for a myriad of reasons. And the Bucks ownership and the Bucks front office also has to take. They know the scenario. They knew how this is all playing out. And I think they were hoping that they could change hearts and minds. And that never happened. And then you had a disastrous season, and now you're back to square one.
All right, we will get some more of your calls. So if you have a time machine and you go back 1 year, and they don't stretch Dame and they don't sign Miles Turner, you think we're
probably
close?
Drafting top 5 this year, and we're probably getting one of these young stars that we can then build around, and we'd get all of the assets that we would have gotten from a myriad of different teams.
Okay. Well, that's not where we live. We live in the here and now, and the here and now is the trade went down in the wee hours of the morning while Jaime Jaquez was playing pickup ball. Hit the siren. We have a new partner alert. Tausch, tell us about Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Super excited. Sarah and I, we are doing a big new project in our backyard. And, of course, we chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build that project. And we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, brothers and owners of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Felt like they were the right guys to work with, share the same hardworking values. Love the fact Outdoor Living Unlimited is a family-owned and locally operated company. Their showroom is a must-see. Head on down. It's off of Stoughton Road here in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, or more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space. Check them out, OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
More of your reactions to the Giannis trade. Sorry, Sparky. If you were on a cruise ship, you'd have gotten to go first. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Maybe your summer sounds like country. Maybe it sounds like rock. Maybe it sounds like pop or hip-hop. However your summer sounds, you'll find it at Summerfest. With hundreds of artists, great food, lakefront views, and unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone. Summerfest, Milwaukee's World Festival. 3 weekends, one incredible summer tradition. Get tickets and see the lineup at Summerfest.com. That's Summerfest.com.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/you-got-this. Member FDIC.
Remember how you felt when you were 25? Your morning workouts were a breeze. You had a drive that kicked in way before your first cup of coffee. Does it feel like you're losing your edge? You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back to being the guy you used to be. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Shop the Pig! The heart of this country is local. It's neighbors looking out for neighbors. It's small businesses that know your name. At Piggly Wiggly, the people who run your store live right here, right alongside you. And when you shop with us, every dollar stays in the community we all call home. Stop in today and see the difference shopping local really makes. Piggly Wiggly, local since forever.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Not every order is a big order, but it still matters. At Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and More, there are no minimums. So whether you need 1 shirt or 100, you still get the same personalized service, hands-on design help, and high-quality results. Sometimes it's a small team, a quick idea, or something you just want to get right the first time. It's custom apparel without the pressure. Perfect for your business, event, and team. Big Frog makes it easy to create exactly what you need with a local team ready to help every step of the way. Get started today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling, trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Let's get right back to the phones. 844-770-3776. As the Giannis Antetokounmpo era comes to an end in Wisconsin and begins anew in South Florida. Now, Jesse, do you have any other fast passes you're giving out? Anybody calling from an airplane or from SpaceX rockets? No?
Not at this time. We know. Fast passes are at a premium, but being on a cruise ship in the middle of the ocean constitutes.
Is that because you're a cruise guy? Is that why?
I went on one cruise. I would hardly call myself a cruise guy.
You gonna go on one again?
I enjoyed it. I would go again, yeah.
You gonna buy the Wi-Fi?
No. It was fun being disconnected.
Well, this guy doesn't need Wi-Fi. He's calling us from Sussex. It is Sparky in Sussex. Sparky, good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am a little hurt, though, that Jesse didn't think maybe I was somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exotic, but I agree.
Where are you, Sparky?
I'm just sitting here. I'm doing well. Hey, I was just going to try to talk to Tausch's point about how do you feel. I guess, I had season tickets for 35 years, saw a lot of bad basketball.
Yeah, you did.
Giannis finally got us a championship, and I'll never forget going to that game with my family. It was a great moment. So I'd kind of come to peace that this was happening. But this morning I turned on SportsCenter, and within 2 minutes, they're showing the top 10 plays, and they're all Giannis. And it was kind of like watching your first love walking down the aisle with another guy. You might wish him well, but not too well. So for Giannis' sake, I hope he's happy. It's going to take a while for us to figure things out, but life goes on.
You don't know what that's like, though, because you're married to your first love, right?
Exactly. Just in case she's listening, that never would happen.
I am so here for you, Spark. Appreciate you and your Yule log. Are you bothered at all by the way it ended and what we were talking about in terms of being more direct and this plausible deniability about not wanting to leave when you really did? How do you view that part of your memory or feeling about him now that it's over?
Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but I don't think these things ever end well for everybody.
Well, that's the old saying, yeah.
Disappointed when Brett left, disappointed when Aaron left. But, what are you going to do? It's a whole new era in sports and business and NIL and everything else. So I'm old enough to have seen a lot of different things happen, so nothing really surprises me anymore.
All right. Great call, Sparky. Say hi to the love of your life for us. That was, I think Sparky is how most people feel, right? Oh, we're doubling up the microphone. God, you sound great.
I don't know. I think there's, and again, we just started taking calls. I think there's probably more angst than what we're leading on.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be wrong.
Especially if you feel that way, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I'd love to hear from you if that's how you feel, because I feel like most of it is gratitude and maybe some annoyance with the way the last 13 months or so have played out. That's kind of the vibe I've gotten from folks. But if there's more people that are more irritated than I'm aware of, we'd like to hear from you as well. I look forward to the next episode of Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Right now, it's Bucks versus the world. Charlie Behrens does a great job narrating it. I beg your pardon?
It feels like it's Bucks versus the world.
Pretty good line. Sorry, I was talking during it. I don't know if the next one will be Behind the Bucks, the trade that sent Giannis to South Florida, but at some point, I'm sure that will be on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, and you will be able to listen to it on bucks.com/Plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. More of your calls and texts on the Carbless Talk and Text line next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The biggest sporting event in the world, and a superior light beer to match it. From the pitch to the pour, Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enjoy Michelob Ultra while watching FIFA World Cup 26 at Zocalo Milwaukee, Social House Menominee Falls, Nomad World Pub Milwaukee, and Three Lions Shorewood. Michelob Ultra, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
He's a former coach with two sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics regenerative medicine is regenerating me, all natural, and that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCkinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Just a short drive from Milwaukee and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. And on-site camping lets you stay all weekend. Trans Am is up next at Road America coming June 26th through the 28th. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets the outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com.
Homer here for Window Nation. If your air conditioner never seems to turn off, worn out windows could be the culprit. Upgrade yours now during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 free sale. Imagine new energy efficient windows and getting half of them free. Plus, you could even get no money down, no monthly payments or interest for 2 years. And as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, book a consultation and ask how you could score a pair of Brewers tickets. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com. Window Nation, proud partner of Wounded Warrior Project.
Planning a high-level event shouldn't feel overwhelming. I'm Tiara Gomez, founder of Events by Design. For over 25 years, we've helped companies turn complex, high-pressure events into seamless, unforgettable experiences. When trying to engage your team and pull off something meaningful, the details matter. From concept to execution, we design every event so it reflects your vision and delivers real impact. No missed moments, just refined experiences people will remember. Let's start designing today. Search online, Events by Design.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. And while buying a home is a big deal, it certainly doesn't have to be and shouldn't be a stressful experience. At Great Midwest Bank, we combine competitive rates, fast pre-approvals, and honest advice from knowledgeable loan officers to help you every step of the way through your home buying or building journey. For 90 years, our customers have been part of the GMB family. Experience a state of tranquility at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded to the Miami Heat. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Let's get back to your calls. 844-770-3776. That, of course, is the Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Let's go up to Stevens Point in our search for Jesse's stolen mouse, to a man who delivered a very nice congratulatory 10th anniversary message to us. It's our old friend Levi. Levi, good morning. Welcome to Wilde Tausch. About Giannis.
Good morning, guys. And also thank you to Jesse for putting me in the Wilde and Tausch trivia tournament champions question. I did not expect. That was pretty kind of you to do that.
You're a part of our history, Levi. I got to do it. Yeah.
I know, right? But anyway, I got to hurry. What I got to say about Giannis, because I got to get a haircut in under 15 minutes. But I just want to say, I want to thank Giannis for what he did for the city of Milwaukee and also for the state of Wisconsin for bringing a championship to the Bucks. That 5 years ago, that was still great for what happened when they didn't win for 50 years. But even though I wasn't really a Bucks fan to start for like whatever, because I'm more of a Laker fan, but I'm just glad that I got to watch some great Bucks basketball. Even though winning one chip, we can't complain about one chip. So I wish him nothing but the best. Now, if you kind of excuse me, guys, I got to go get my haircut. I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys.
Bye.
He's a Lakers fan? I didn't know that about Levi. Did he talk about that at your table at the wedding?
Yep.
I was unaware of that. Well, happy haircut, Levi. Yeah, gratitude. Again, I just asked in the YouTube comments about this. Maybe I'm being naive. I was expecting more people to maybe be irritated, and I don't see that here. So
I think
if you
part of it, and this is the part that you don't talk about in the back cloakrooms. What movie is that from again? You don't talk about that.
All right, so if you're going to kill me for not getting that phrase right, can you at least admit that that was not super helpful?
You know, the old saying
we don't
goes,
talk about that in this. I think it's American
Fight Club?
President. Maybe it's Fight Club.
You don't talk about Fight Club?
Anyways, I think there's a big part of Bucks fans that feel like Giannis's best days are behind him. This isn't Giannis at his peak.
Mm-hmm.
He's been injured. It has not ended well. The way the last season played out, Giannis is going to get a rebirth, and I would bet is going to come back fired up and ready to go. And whether he can stay healthy or not, he's put a lot of hard miles on. He plays so hard. He competes at such a high level. He practices hard. He does everything 120%. And I think there's a part of Milwaukeeans and Bucks fans that are looking at this and saying, I don't know if he can stay healthy for another year, let alone 5. And you're going to hitch that wagon. Now, Miami feels great about it, and that's awesome. He's a star, no question. When he's healthy and playing, he is a unbelievable basketball player still. But I think there's a part of us why we're not all riled up and feeling it. It's been a long time coming. We're sick and tired and exhausted by the whole process. But I think part of it is also we've seen this movie the last couple of years and it hasn't been that good.
Yeah. Last 4 years he's been
If you're all of a sudden, if we had just lost in the Eastern Conference Finals and this happened, I think this conversation's a heck of a lot different.
I would agree. I'm not aware of this. This is not my milieu. JK Badgers fan. TMZ angle on this trade. If Tyler Herro is not flipped, how does he get along with Kuzma, who previously dated Tyler's current girlfriend? Is that, Jesse, have you been following the relationships of current Milwaukee Bucks players? Is that accurate?
I have not, but I'll have my finest people on the case. That's juicy.
That's an interesting situation.
Kuz has been putting up Woj bombs on his I saw his Twitter deal, so I'm guessing Kuz is probably not going to be long. Or maybe he was calling that trade last night. Maybe he's excited. I don't know.
Okay, well, be that as it may, we will get to more of your reactions. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Now, I don't want to skew.
Those are fun days.
The public perception.
Watching people get married, sitting there watching Giannis having some prime rib in the back. That was a heck of a run. Going down to Fiserv 3-4 times a year, trying to watch Joker, but watching Giannis just play his keister off. It was a fun run.
844-770-3776. That's the number to call. The Carbless Talk and Text line. The other number to call if you've been injured in an accident is Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more about the firm, all the great people that they've got there, all the great lawyers they've got there, and most importantly, the fact that they win for their clients. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All the antics.
We had the same situation when I played with Holmgren.
You okay?
I almost broke my chair.
Yeah, you almost fell out of your chair there.
All the action.
Micah Parsons is healthy, and if Tucker Kraft is healthy, the Packers are in that Super Bowl. I think that they would have run through the NFC. I think they beat Seattle. I think that they are the NFC representative in that game.
The best of both worlds lives right here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties, Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties, Blue Bunny dairy dessert, 2 for $7. Fresh Athena melon, $2.99. Fresh 80% lean ground beef, $4.99 a pound.
Safe.
Every time I scan, what is happening?
A leaping grab at the wall.
Okay, fine, I'll play. Get a load of this watermelon. And here's the pitch.
Please wait for assistance.
Win Century Foods Ultimate Fan Experiences at Milwaukee baseball games. Throw out the first pitch, hold the ribbon for the Johnsonville famous sausage race, or watch batting practice from the field.
Ooh, what do I do?
Complete the entry form in Century's weekly ad and return to the store.
Ah, no, what happened here?
Oh, self-checkout couldn't handle my heater. Here, I filled out my entry form. Gotta go. Have a great day.
I'll go get the mop.
Enter by August 5th.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
The last weekend in June, experience the excitement as the Epson Tour's rising stars compete in the Island Resort Championship at Sweetgrass, the ultimate fan-friendly golf event with great views and chances to meet the next generation of LPGA players. Tickets are $10 and kids get in free. June 26th through the 28th, the Island Resort Championship at Sweetgrass. For tournament details and to explore our premier golf destination, visit islandresortgolf.com today.
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and builds spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations, people lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Let's get right back to your calls. 844-770-3776. Let's start with Nick in Madison. Nick, thanks for holding on, buddy. Your reaction to the Giannis trade.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
Well, I am
so ecstatic. I'm so relieved, and I don't want to be too cliche, but Giannis is kind of like a family member to us all. We watched this kid grow up, and when you love something, you set it free, and I would have rather seen him in Timberwolves with Ant-Man. That would have been gnarly. Or down in Orlando, those are some pretty sweet jerseys. Bringing them a championship would have been awesome. And shoot, even in Boston, that would have been pretty epic, even though I don't really want them to get any more wins. But, gosh, man, I just want to root for Giannis. I want to see him thrive. And the Bucks truly just had nothing more to offer him. I feel like he would have just been decaying with us. And now we get to kind of fully commit to a rebuild. We're not 1 foot in the door with Jaylen Brown. And who knows? Hear me out on this. What if Giannis goes to Miami for 4 years like another person we know and then decides, you know what, I want to come home and run it back with my hometown and win us another championship when he's 35 years old? Have we thought of that?
Let's go. Sure. I have not thought of that, but good idea.
What if he doesn't sign the extension with Miami? He becomes a free agent.
I'm sure that Shams and everybody would be reporting that just as hard as they did with Milwaukee. No, thanks for the call, Nick. I think the Timberwolves part of this, they're going to start seeing the Ant treatment. The Giannis treatment is going to Ant.
Yep, you're right.
And Minnesota, good luck, because it's relentless, and the fans feel it. And I think that's still the part that is the most irritating for Bucks fans, is that it was constant. It was never just enjoy, embrace, and love all of the great things that were going on. It was other things, and that I think that is the part that's frustrating.
All right, so we'll get to some more calls at the top of the 11 o'clock hour when we kick that off. So Josh in Kenosha, Tim in Madison, and Jackrabbit Mama. Oh, Jackrabbit Mama, if only you're on a cruise ship, you'd get a fast pass, but unfortunately you'll have to wait. I do want to briefly, before we get to the top of the 11 o'clock hour, bring this up because you said something yesterday about a rebuild. KJK5 in the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube comments. I'm pissed at Giannis because he ran from the grind. I felt like this team has talent and now a much better coach. I've heard that from a couple of different people. They could have competed. They just had bad luck with injuries since 2022. Do you fundamentally disagree with that? Because I do think that Taylor Jenkins, as you so eloquently put it, Doc was not good. And now they have a guy who I think is much more highly regarded. Is there any part of you that thinks if he'd have stuck around, maybe they're better than we would have anticipated?
Well, no.
Okay. Just thought it was an interesting take from KJK5.
I think the idea that Giannis is running from any grind, I can't get on board with. That's what he does. He is a grinder. The in and out in the mental part of this is the part that bothers me, and the fact that Giannis didn't just come out and say last year and kind of force the hand prior to last season is the part that irritates me, but it does not register on the radar anywhere close to all of the great things that he did. And I guess that's the dynamic that I don't know if a lot of Bucks fans are feeling that way, but that's where I'm at. And that could have been different. And if you never should have hired Doc Rivers in 100 years. That was a big mistake in this whole process.
Just ride it out with Adrian Griffin.
Well, they were 30-13 with Adrian Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't have fired Bud.
Yeah. Looking back at it, they should not have fired Bud.
All right, we will get to more of your calls to kick off
I'm
the
not
11.
going to say they should. I mean, you should have never hired Doc Rivers, period, Finn, and I've said that from the jump. The dude was chilling in the ESPN broadcast booth, and you begged him to come out, and you kept going. No. Big mistake. Big.
Well, you don't have to board a cruise ship like Ron and the Key. You don't have to get on an airplane like Giannis, I'm sure, is on his way to Miami. Your next getaway is waiting in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites, and all kinds of great food options as well. From the Dream Dance Steakhouse to the Marketplace to Rockin' Brews to Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, and the Cream City Coffee Company. Food and drink specials happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Elite play, luxury stay, bet on flavor at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Brewers-Cubs action on a weekend? Yeah, you're going to want to see this. Be here Friday, June 26th through Sunday, June 28th for the first matchup between the Brewers and Cubs at American Family Field of 2026. You know what happened last time, and it's time to defend home field once again. One thing's for sure, big moments are bound to happen. Score your seat for another chapter in the Brewers-Cubs rivalry now at Brewers.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, better. Swing into Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee for the $300,000 Big League Series. Just play with your rewards card over 3 months to earn entries. Here's the lineup. Leading off April, on deck May, in the hole June. All monthly entries you earn will roll into drawings on Friday, June 26th, where you could win cash, free play, or one of 3 new Toyota vehicles. It's the $300,000 Big League Series, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Marquette basketball head coach Shaka Smart. You're listening to the home of Golden Eagle basketball, 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All studio at ESPN Milwaukee.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. We'll get to your calls momentarily. So, Jesse, I had a little bit of a flashback to that time that Randall Cobb texted me to let me know that he was re-signing with the Packers, and I was sleeping already. What time did this news actually break while Jaime Jaquez was out on the West Coast playing pickup ball?
10:50 p.m. is the timestamp on the Shams Charania tweet from last night. Central time. 10:50.
Eastern time?
10:50 Central, which would have been 11:50, 10 minutes before midnight on the East Coast.
Well, the deal is done, and now we are reacting to it. 844-770-3776 3776. Let's get back to your calls, and then we'll get to some texts before we run out of show. Let's begin with Josh in Kenosha. Josh, thanks for holding on, buddy. How you feeling today?
I'm doing okay. So it's not as hard for me as a Bulls fan. Quick side note.
Bulls fan, you're probably pretty happy with it.
No, not really, because the Bucks aren't a rival for me. It's always been the Pacers and Pistons that I don't like. I'm sad for the fans. I lived through this twice with Michael Jordan leaving. The first time I was probably 8 years old, and then the second time I think I was around 12. So as you can imagine, kids see sports stars as heroes and such, and that was devastating.
No doubt.
So my message to Bucks fans is please do not take the time you had for granted. Appreciate, cherish it as much as you can, because it doesn't happen often and it doesn't happen easily to get another guy like that. The Bulls might have had it with Derrick Rose, and we all know how that ended. So be grateful for everything Giannis had. Tausch, you might like this adage. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. Unfortunately, I think Giannis has become a villain. And I hope I'm wrong on that, but the last year or two with how he has played this out, not a good look for him. And it's sad to see him go out in that way, because I think he was such a good young kid here, and he tried to play the right way, and he tried to be a good person. So I don't want his reputation tarnished by how it ended. And I think it might be a little pommy to say that, but it's leaving a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And even as a Bulls fan, I did root for the Bucks to win that championship. I even bought a shirt. That's how happy I was for the fans who had been waiting 50 years to win one. Generations. And I know that feeling too, because as a Cubs fan, we waited decades. It took me almost
centuries,
25 years to finally see 25 years of watching the Cubs before they were able to win one. My grandfather was 86 years old when the Cubs finally got one, and I'm glad he saw it before he passed. But to Bucks fans, please just cherish it, appreciate the memories as much as you can, and don't be ashamed to do so.
Hey,
You
Josh,
guys deserve
quickly before we let you go, I think the difference, you being a Bulls fan, y'all won a championship and broke everything up. We've stunk. The last couple of years. So does that change the mentality at all from our standpoint as Bucks fans?
I don't think it should, because championships aren't easy to come by no matter how you get one. And they don't come often. You have to have a lot of things go right.
Well, you guys got
be able
6
to
and 8
win at
years.
championships.
You had 6 and 8 years.
And won't get another one until 2048.
Well, let's hope not. But the Bulls were not, before Michael Jordan, the Bulls really weren't a whole lot. And it took them years of struggling before they were able to get through those bad boy Pistons and the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird. And then they broke it up, and they were still good, but they had the best coach in Phil Jackson and a stacked team. They just didn't have Michael Jordan, which is why they didn't win 8 in a row. And I swear to this day, if Michael Jordan didn't leave for whatever reason he left, the Bulls win 8 straight titles. I don't think Houston's beating them with Michael Jordan. I just don't.
I think they'd have ran
I'm
out of
hoping the
gas
Bucks can
earlier.
reload.
They would have ran out of gas earlier. But, yeah, good call. Thanks, Josh. First off, the Bulls, the Bucks should have been a rival in this last decade. We beat the blank out of them. What was that?
Giannis literally tackled one of their guys in the first playoff run that he made with the Bucks.
There was a streak where we hadn't lost to him in like 3 years, but that's neither
Except
here
for that
nor
one
there.
game.
Except for that one game. I think it's a good reminder that rebuilding, just because you're rebuilding doesn't ever mean you're going to get anything built.
Agreed.
And the Bulls are a great example of that. They had the 1 year with Derrick Rose, and he got hurt in the first round of that playoffs, and then that was a wrap, and they have stunk and been irrelevant and blah. So I think today is not the day for that, but down the road, it's a long process. You have to get lucky, and the Milwaukee Bucks are starting that process, and that all happened last night.
Let's get to another call, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and Text line. Let's talk to Tim in Madison. Tim, good morning. How you feeling?
I'm not too happy, honestly.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
What are you most mad about, Tim?
Well, I was a season ticket holder for the Bucks in 2014. And one thing else I wanted to comment on, that guy said that maybe Giannis would do, the LeBron and go back after 4 years. Difference is LeBron was 25 when he went to Miami, not 31, 32 years old.
Yep, you're right
so
about that.
4 years from now, Giannis is not going to be the same player. Not only that, Cleveland won the lottery 2 years in a row. Well, guess what? If we win the lottery the next 2 years, we don't get those picks. We've traded them. We have nothing to rebuild on. That's why I think this trade was the worst possible trade. Trading for Jaylen Brown, you could have flipped that for maybe a top 5 pick this year and more picks. That's a rebuild. What are we going to rebuild with? We have no picks after this year for the next, 3-4 years? Jimmy Haslam, and I don't think any fans deserve Jimmy Haslam. He destroyed the Browns. Now he's destroying the Bucks. He forced the Damian Lillard trade. And then we get rid of Lillard after 1 year. We're paying him $22 million to go play for another team. This is worst case scenario for the Bucks. We have nothing to build on. We have no picks.
Well, they have picks coming in the trade, right?
Number 13 tonight.
Yeah, 30 in 2031 and 2033.
Yes, we have 2 picks this year. So if you go back and look in the last 10 years for the Milwaukee Bucks draft picks, only 2 players of the past 10 years of our picks are still in the NBA. Portis doesn't know how to trade or draft. That's why he trades his picks.
Well, I think he traded. In fairness, I can't argue with the draft picks, Tim. They've not been great. But what I would say is this is the price you pay when you have a star and you're constantly trying to keep him happy with the team is you're going to get veteran players that you think you can win now with. Guys, this is what all-in looks like. This is what happens. You give up a lot of future assets, and they went big with Dame, and it didn't work. And now this is the part you don't talk about. This is the part you live and you're kind of like, ugh. And not getting another championship with Giannis stinks. But, again, you did get one, hopefully, and we wished it would have been more. But this is what true all-in looks like. They did that. And we're going to start seeing that bill, that layaway bill is coming due with some monster interest rates. And the Bucks are going to have to start paying it.
Yeah. I don't think that probably is going to help Tim feel better.
That's the reality. There's dark days. I mean, there's dark days ahead. I don't think anybody here, everybody understands that. But, again, last year was dark. Last year was worse because we still were hanging on to something that just wasn't there.
You're right.
I'd rather someone kick me in the face and tell me they're going to do it, not just boom. I'd rather at least be braced for it. No, I'm braced. Last year was somebody just whippersnapping. Whoa! Next thing you know, your jaw's broke, you're bleeding out, you can't eat, and it's at least that way you know somebody's kicking you in the face. Last year was
Just drop a whippersnapper on us?
I'm not sure he used that properly, but okay.
Your neck whip snaps back? A whippersnapper? Yeah. No, I used it correctly. You may have didn't like it, but it was used correctly.
Like that old phrase goes.
Why do they call it why do they call a young person a whippersnapper?
That quote from the movie where it's not where you talk about that in the dark, deep places in the Somebody help me out. I know you two idiots aren't going to know.
Are you talking about the line from Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men?
Yes. Thank you.
You said the American president at one point, though.
I did not order the code red.
In that place, that deep down in that place, you don't talk about at parties.
That
you want
was
me
what
on
I
that
was
line.
looking for. Thank you,
need
Jason.
me on that line.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you threw me off. Is the view pretty good from the cheap seats, AJ?
Well,
That's from the American president. Okay.
I was wondering what would break first.
A whippersnapper is an old-fashioned, slightly humorous term for a young, inexperienced person who is irritatingly overconfident, impertinent, and shows a lack of respect toward their elders. So, do we know anybody like that?
Not that I can think of.
Not off the top of your head. All right, let's get to Jackrabbit Mama. I don't want to make her wait any longer, and then we'll get to texts coming up. Good morning, Jackrabbit Mama. How are you today?
Great places, South Dakota.
Hello?
Hey, Jackrabbit.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
hey
didn't
there.
know Jesse was going to play that when he played it.
How
That's
we
my
doing,
fault.
JRM?
Yeah, okay.
How are we feeling this morning?
You know, I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling grateful because we had the last, 13, 14 years with Giannis. And as a person who, among other things, but notes milestones in life through kind of cool sporting events, I can take the fact that Baby Jackrabbit told me one day that she has one of her very first core memories was on a Tuesday night in July of 2021 when she and all her friends were prepping the dairy show barn at the Washington County Fair. And we sat there with a Wi-Fi connected television and watched the Bucks win the first championship in 50 years. And it was just such an awesome experience and such a great memory. People walking by, stopping to see what was happening, the security guards and the sheriffs walking by even after the barns were closed, and just taking memories like that. You need players like Giannis in your community and on your team to give you those kind of memories. And I am just grateful that he was here and that he brought that kind of joy to the community for as long as he did. And I don't think we owe him a whole heck of a lot. And if he can do it for someone else, I think he deserves that opportunity.
Do you want him to do that with someone else?
I don't want. Well, I don't not want him to.
I don't want
I mean,
I don't not want him to. I like that answer. That's a great answer.
I don't even know what that means. Double negative.
Well,
Does that
it
mean you
means
do
that
or you don't? I don't not.
Well, I don't think he can. I don't think we have the ability in Milwaukee right now with the way NBA finances and all of that works to give him another opportunity legitimately. And I think he's a great enough player that he deserves another opportunity. And so if it has to be with someone else, then so be it. But I don't want to hold him. I don't want to take the opportunity away from him, put it that way.
Okay.
I don't want to be the reason he doesn't get one. I think he deserves that opportunity. But I just, people who listen to your program aren't going to be the kind of people who don't understand that sports can bring great memories and great moments to lives. And I think his being in Milwaukee has really been a great asset to the community, and I'm grateful for that.
No doubt about that.
No doubt.
There's
I
nobody
think we
can
can all
argue
agree
that.
on that.
Yep.
And that's an awesome memory. And having been to the Washington County Fairgrounds, I will view them differently now. That's amazing that you were there getting the barn ready for the show when the championship
What were you
was
doing?
won.
I can't see you being at the
Gymnastics meets are held there too.
Okay, there we go.
So,
I was
yeah.
going to say, I can't think of you doing any, no offense again.
But now when I pull, none taken. When I pull into the parking lot, though, now think of Jackrabbit Mama and that core memory that little Jackrabbit.
Are you doing like a pommel horse over a donkey, or what kind of gymnastics meet is that?
No, it's a separate building. There's the one where they've got like the cows over. If you pull in, and it's over to the right, and then they've got
you got to
like,
vault
the main
over
facility.
that Holstein, then you got to stick your landing on top of a swine. What the hell's going on there?
Just make sure you're watching the right kid when you're doing it. All right, I want to get some of your texts. We haven't done that yet. If you want to sneak in a call, you can do that as well, but we've also got trivia coming up. Jesse, you want to start trivia and then take text after that?
Sure. Let's sneak in some trivia before we do anything else. That seems like a good spot for it here.
It's the category Giannis memories.
Great moments of the Greek Freak. Yes, it is.
There you go. He wore number 34 in Milwaukee. When they retire that, does it retire for Ray Allen too? Like, will they have two banners for them?
Ray Allen ain't getting retired.
Well, it's the same number, though.
The Ray Allen's number is not getting retired.
But it's Giannis's number and his. Both wore 34.
Giannis will get every honor you can possibly get
statue,
from a franchise.
The whole deal.
Yeah.
Middleton's
number,
retired.
jersey. Yeah.
The only real question mark to me is I don't think Drew Holiday gets his number retired. Brooke does, though. I think Brooke does. Barolo.
It's a lot of numbers. Caller 34 plays Giannis Greek Freak Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf. Caller 34, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We will play trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Maybe your summer sounds like country. Maybe it sounds like rock. Maybe it sounds like pop or hip hop. However your summer sounds, you'll find it at Summerfest. With hundreds of artists, great food, lakefront views, and unforgettable summer nights, there's something for everyone. Summerfest, Milwaukee's World Festival. 3 weekends, one incredible summer tradition. Get tickets and see the lineup at summerfest.com. That's summerfest.com.
Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Got a grad to celebrate? Make it easy with a Cousin Subs gift card. Buy $30 in gift cards and get a free 7.5-inch sub for you. Valid on any Deli Fresh or Classic sub. So while you're giving a great gift, you're getting one too. Simple, thoughtful, and way better than a card that gets tucked away. Stop by your local Cousin Subs today. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at GreatMidwestBank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Summer is when homebuyers come out in full force.
Which means standing out matters. The right pricing, preparation, and marketing strategy can make all of the difference.
I'm Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Bailey Eichner. Our white glove service includes expert communication, local knowledge, and luxury level service at every price point.
Because every home and every client deserves to be treated with care.
Get started today by searching online Tony Wendorf.
Tony Wendorf & Associates, driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Since January, I've already lost 40 pounds and dropped a couple pant sizes. This program has been simple, safe, and their team has helped me every step of the way. Best of all, it's built to help keep the weight off for good. If you're looking for a weight loss program that works, Milwaukee Weight Loss is it. For a limited time, get $200 off with our summer special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary.
As we celebrate Independence Day and 250 years of American freedom, there's never been a better time to invest in the place you call home. Maybe it's that roof you've been meaning to replace, those drafty windows you've learned to live with, or that bathroom you've wanted to update for years. Whatever project you've been putting off, Exterior Pros and Baths can help. This Independence Day, you can save up to $3,000 on your next project. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855 Pella WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
We'll get back to your reactions. Don't forget, you can continue this conversation on both our ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison YouTube channels after we're done. On the radio, you'll get Rich Eisen and the quarterbacks under the most pressure this year. On YouTube and ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube and ESPN Madison's YouTube, you'll get Gabe Neitzel, Kyle Wallace, and Ben Brust from 12 until 2, leading into Kyle and Brust discussing the Giannis trade that sends him to Miami. So be sure to tune in for that. Time now for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Vortex Golf, rangefinders you can bet on, and by Cousin Subs. Have a grad to celebrate? Purchase $30 in Cousin Subs gift cards and receive a free 7.5-inch sub. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It's Tony and Tosa. Tony, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
All right. Giannis Antetokounmpo trivia. Question number 1, Tony, is this. After winning the NBA Finals in 2021, Giannis famously went to a fast food restaurant the next morning and ordered 50 of which type of food item? Is it chicken nuggets?
Must serve ice cream here.
They do, I'm pretty sure.
Soft-shelled tacos? Or ice cream cones?
Soft-shelled tacos.
No, chicken nuggets, and unless I read the question wrong, we never mentioned the company. So I think we're on solid ground there.
They do serve ice cream.
The next generation of Wilde and Tausch fans, but, you know, tomato. All right, Tony, let's bounce back. Question 2 is this. Which NBA player finished second in the MVP voting in 2019 and third in the MVP voting in 2020 when Giannis won his back-to-back MVP awards? Was that runner-up and third-place vote-getter James Harden, Russell Westbrook, or Kevin Durant?
Let's go with Kevin Durant.
These questions are kind of hard. At least that one. I would not have gotten that one right. James Harden. All right, last chance to make the nephews happy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to ask one of the kids this time.
Yeah, can't do worse. Question 3. Who was the number 1 overall pick in the 2013 NBA draft when Giannis was selected 15th overall by the Bucks? Was the number 1 overall pick Victor Oladipo, Nerlens Noel, or Anthony Bennett?
Let's go with Anthony Bennett.
Well done.
Should have had the nephew's answer the whole time. Would have been good.
Yeah, should have had more Tony questions.
Well, there you. Is that why you picked it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Good thing it wasn't Nerlens in Tosa that called into play today, because you'd have gotten that wrong. All right, you did get 1. That means you got 2 entries into Friday's drawing. Tony, get back to the nephews, buddy. We appreciate you. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now, that was fun. That was fun.
That was very nice. Very wholesome.
The first question was not hard, Jason.
No, you're right.
You're
The second one was.
Butter up Tony. Everybody
knows
knows he went and got 50 nugs.
Yeah, well, not everyone, apparently. And they do have ice cream there, but we will not mention where that was. All right, that's it for trivia, presented by Cousins Subs and by Vortex Golf. We'll do kind of a hodgepodge Whoa Nelly, maybe get to a text or two during it. And Jesse texting us during a baseball game last night, and whether he's the king of the jinx, we'll all find out together during Whoa Nelly, which is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
The cooler's packed, the sun is shining. The only thing left to do? Citrus back and relax with Carbless. Refreshing, ready to drink, and packed with bold citrus flavor, Carbless is the ultimate upgrade for every summer adventure, from dock days to bonfire nights. No mixing, no hassle, just crack it open and enjoy the moment. This summer, trade the stress for zest. Citrus back and relax with Carbless. Carbless, find your bliss at drinkcarbless.com.
Enjoy Wednesday Night Live, presented by Beatbox at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with classic rock band Almighty Vinyl. Enjoy live music starting at 7 from the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday. Be there for a fun night with Almighty Vinyl.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year Award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
When you work smart, incredible things can happen. By joining Smart 18, the union for Wisconsin sheet metal workers, you'll open the door to a brighter future. You'll learn and earn more. Enjoy awesome benefits across the board, build a great career, and feel empowered and supported every step of the way. The smartest career decision you'll ever make starts with Smart 18. Find out more today at smart18info.com.
I started our landscaping company, Brett Ochtenhagen's Seasonal Services, in 1994. We have other businesses, a trucking company, investment properties, and we board and raise quarter horses. I met Chris from Horicon Bank over 20 years ago, and we really hit it off. A few years back, we made our largest capital commitment ever. Chris understood our vision, supported it, and 5 years later, our annual equipment maintenance costs are down, and our fleet is amazing. Chris and Horicon Bank helped make that happen.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
So yes, it's been all Giannis all the time, as it should be today, and will continue to be all day long on ESPN Wisconsin. Let's take just a quick timeout to review what happened in last night's Milwaukee Brewers game, because it was a pretty good one. I watched almost the whole thing, at least on my baby phone, if not on the big TV. Brandon Woodruff, in his first start back since leaving his start when Tausch and I were in attendance on April 30th.
Becca watched that you couldn't watch on the big screen.
We were watching, actually, Homeland.
I hear that's good to listen to.
Actually, a really good show. Like Tausch was right about it. It's just not a good podcast. It's a very good show to actually sit down and watch.
I started watching the Men Who Built America, but I'm doing the same thing because I'm torn now on Homeland. I'm still right up on it. I'm trying to figure out with walking, and so continue.
Well, we're on to like season 4 of Homeland, so we're way ahead of you. It's good.
Way ahead.
It's good. It stays good. Brewers win 2-1 last night. Brandon Woodruff, first start back since Tausch and I were there on April 30th at American Family Field. 6 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Not bad for old Woody on the mound. He had a perfect game after 4 innings, at which point I texted both of you because I care about you guys.
That's nice of you.
And
not as much as you care about yourself.
A lot of times you're running around with kids, or you're at unexpected surprise parties that are the greatest of all time, and you might not always have eyes on every Brewers game. So if I happen to see that there's something in the making, I'll give you a heads up. So I just said Brandon might want to start paying attention to Brandon Woodruff on the mound against the Reds tonight, after he had a perfect game through 4, and he was only at like 30-something pitches. And then he continued that after 5 innings. And it wasn't until the 6th inning where the Reds had their first hit, their first base runner of the game. I was accused of being a jinx in our group text. I was simply trying to make you aware, and I did not at any point say Brandon Woodruff has a no-hitter or Brandon Woodruff has a perfect game. I said, might want to start paying attention to Brandon Woodruff's start tonight. I thought I played it perfectly. Jason, why'd you have so many grievances with how I approached this?
All right, first of all, I don't believe in jinxes, so it's a joke. Second of all, I don't think I had so many grievances.
It didn't feel like a joke.
I think I was giving you a hard time. Third of all, it is worth noting he did not end up throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, and that changed after you sent your text. But no, of course you had no cause of him not finishing off a perfect game. It was a cool story. He ended up giving up only one hit, and the Brewers eventually... Did he end up with a no decision?
He did, yeah. It was 0-0 going to extra
Right.
innings, which, great pitcher's duel. You don't get many of those in Cincinnati. Usually they're hitting balls left and right out of that place when these
Great
two
American
teams
ballpark.
get together. Yeah.
It's like playing in Vegas.
So, very rare to have a 0-0 game in Cincinnati going to extra innings, but then because of that stupid runner on second rule in extra innings, suddenly both teams score in the 10th. It takes away the unique nature of the pitcher's duel.
You believe that to be a stupid rule?
Yeah,
Is that what I just heard you say?
They don't do that in the postseason, right?
They do not.
No.
Which I don't like when sports have different rules in the regular season and the postseason.
So you hate NFL
for their
overtime
overtime.
then, too.
I don't like that the rules are different. Yeah.
Well, now it's the same, right?
Well, in the regular season, you can end in a tie. I understand why they do that. Like, ending in a tie to me is different than
I think baseball.
changing.
What if baseball just goes back to ties? If you hate this rule so much, I'd much rather see this than end in a tie, but I don't want to see a 22-inning game in the middle of June.
I'd be okay with a tie after 12. If you can't decide it in 12 innings, tie game.
10.
No.
Get one extra inning.
No, you got to be able to play more than one extra inning.
Why?
If you're going to end the game in a tie, you got to give them a fair chance to end it.
Yeah, one extra inning.
No.
You can empty the bucket.
One time through the lineup. Everybody gets one go through the lineup, 12 innings.
Oh, so you just let everybody, no outs, you just let everybody bat if you score.
I don't want to call it a tie.
Actually, you might be onto something. You get to a point where you just get to bat the 9 guys, and outs don't matter. How many runs do you get across in those 9 at-bats? That might be onto something.
Actually.
It is. I look, we've done this for 10 years now. Hopefully we do it for many more. But this is exactly what makes this show so special. It's that this is actually a really good idea that we just completely stumbled into, and I love it.
So it's 10 innings, but there's
But
no...
you just bat your 9.
You're
You
one
get
extra
9.
inning, you bat your 9.
I kind of dig
All
that.
9 guys could strike out, but you're just going to keep on going.
No runners start. You get 9 at-bats, and that's it. Tie game, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that better than putting a guy on second who didn't earn his way there.
All right, so it be written.
There it is.
Wait till we start our own league. Jesse will be the head umpire. He'll be the... Never mind. Go ahead.
I did have a text here. We had a lot of texts come in throughout the show, including for our Steinhoffel Sleeper the last 10 years contest. But this one from Mike in Franklin concerns me because now, this is really reverting back to what the Bucks were before Giannis. Mike texts in 844-770-3776, Carbless, ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. How many years of winning 25 to 30 games will it take for the NBA to want the Bucks to move out of Milwaukee?
No, I think once the new stadium has been built, I don't know how long Fiserv's lease and I don't know how all of that works, but yeah, it's you're looking at least 25 to 30 years before that conversation even gets started. But it will happen. Mike's not going to be wrong on that. It will happen.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'll be, we have to get a new stadium or we have to do a bunch of improvements to this, and if you don't, Seattle, Charlotte, I don't know what other cities would, Nashville. That's how this world works. They're already saying Memphis should move to Nashville.
Isn't Vegas trying to get a team?
Yeah.
Vegas and Seattle, I think, are going to get expansion teams. I thought that was news earlier this year that they were going to go to 32.
We don't need it. It's going to happen because there's going to be $1 billion in everybody's pocket. But, yeah, I don't think Mike's going to be crazy with that take. But it will be 20 to 25 years will be the earliest that conversation starts happening.
Well, on that cheery note.
Yep.
Do you have anything else, Jesse?
In all seriousness, one of the reasons I wanted to put that text up is because I'm
curious to know why.
When I was a kid growing up watching the Bucks and post Ray Allen and Glenn Robinson, when we had Michael Redd and Brandon Jennings and Andrew Bogut and all those teams, that it was just kind of fringe mediocrity at the Bradley Center. It never felt like the Bucks were long-term actually going to stay in Milwaukee. I thought for the longest time, why would I be a fan of this team as a kid? Because I thought they were going to move. And to see the Deer District develop the way that it did, to see the Bucks win a championship and be in contention and acquire Damian Lillard and Drew Holiday and all these different star players that they've done during the Giannis era, to me, that's part of what the lasting legacy of Giannis will be. To me, and I shared this morning, there's no player for me in Wisconsin sports history that is the franchise the way that Giannis is the Milwaukee Bucks. He took them from a nothing franchise to becoming a consistent contender. And I think he did more. When you look at competitiveness and financials, I don't think he can be surpassed in the state of Wisconsin for what he meant for that team.
More than Favre?
Yeah, because Packers, season tickets were still fine before Favre and Reggie were there. People were still going to the games.
If he doesn't win a Super Bowl, and if Wolf doesn't trade for him, and they never win a Super Bowl, the referendum only passed 53-47. If they're continued to be mired in mediocrity because as good of a coach as Holmgren was, they don't get the quarterback, I don't know if they win that. I mean, they barely won it as it was. That's a 3-point swing to be 50-50. So I'm not. Look, you're right about Giannis. I mean, what he did for a franchise that had been similarly wandering in the wilderness with certain years of blips of success, and the 80s being a really good team that unfortunately ran into the Celtics or the Sixers or both every year. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not ready to put him ahead of Favre. I would put him second to Favre. Tausch, who do you agree with?
Giannis, I think the Bucks were in much bigger trouble than the Packers. Seattle had an opening. People were really forcing and pushing. I don't think people were pushing for the Green Bay Packers to not be in Green Bay. The Packers would have figured, in the NFL, they would have figured something out. Don't know how that would have shaken, but Giannis, there is no Fiserv Forum without Giannis.
I will maintain there is no stadium redevelopment without Favre, and there is no Titletown without Rodgers as well. All right, we got to get to our clip of the day to wrap things up. That's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Breaking Bucks news on ESPN Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been traded to the Miami Heat. React to the news here on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some... Why are you throwing... I don't want...
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
By me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point.
with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I think there are people that you look at in life and say they just have an ability to make everyone around them a little bit better at every single thing that they do.
To borrow from CC, a force multiplier.
And Jalen Brunson feels like that. Jalen Brunson feels like the kind of guy, based on what we've seen, that if you win in high school, college, and pro, that you're just like, I don't know how he does it, but he does it. Jalen Brunson lifts the team around him. Can you say that about Luka?
No.
He's unbelievable individually.
I mean, he did take the Mavs to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mavs, before they drafted Luka, weren't great. So, I hear what you're saying about the lifting aspect of it, and I'm not altogether dismissing it.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil. Save you tons of money on Johnsonville brats. Select 10-pack varieties, $8.99, or select 5-pack varieties, $4.99 or 2 for $9.50. Ay caramba, ha! Prices on Johnsonville. 10-pack, $8.99, 5-pack, $4.99. Everybody loves grilling Johnsonville brats. Better products, better prices, better service because we're employee-owned.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 855-PELLA-WI, or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Our Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last 10 years, and Tausch couldn't do this one. He didn't know who it was. Confused by the 13 years he thought this guy spent in the league.
It's a lot for a running back.
Jesse, without further ado.
All right, sleepyheads, wakey.
We'll have less sleep, won't be grumpy.
Rise and shine. It's this week's Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last 10 years.
There were 2 very popular guesses based on this clue coming in throughout the show today.
Can I guess what the wrong one was?
Yes. Let me read the clue once again for those who missed it first. One of the most frequently selected Steinhoffel's sleepers of the week during the 10 years of Wilde and Tausch, this running back made just 2 starts, but appeared in 41 games during his 3 seasons in Green Bay. He now plays for another team. Who was not the correct answer that people guessed, Jason?
Was the wrong guess A.J. Dillon?
That is correctly wrong.
Okay.
Yes. Many people guessing A.J. Dillon. That is incorrect. He played 4 seasons and appeared in 60 games with the Green Bay Packers. Your correct answer, Emmanuel Wilson.
Indeed.
Emmanuel Wilson.
He's always kind of your go-to if you didn't have any strong opinions on something. Emmanuel Wilson was always maybe.
Had a great game against the Vikings at Lambeau Field, 107 yards and 2 touchdowns in his first NFL start. All right, that's it for us. Again, stay tuned on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison's YouTube for more coverage of Giannis's departure. Otherwise, check out the Rich Eisen show over the air. That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app,